And we are back, of course, again with another exciting edition of What Up Doe. I am Toronto. And for those of you who know, and for those of you who, of course, don't, we sort of use What Up Doe as a platform to discuss what's getting our goat,
grinding our gears,
and otherwise philosophical discussion about
life
in general. And today, a very apropos topic, if I can use that phrase. And I know you don't like it because you're about to slam me for that.
You can use it, but
I can use it, but
I don't know about that. Like
endorse it.
Yeah.
We want to focus on the topic of the friend request, and more specifically, how to use it and how not to use it. And Brendan's actually...
And when is it appropriate to use it?
When is it appropriate to use it? And actually, we have a little story about Facebook purgatory, the friend request purgatory, which, if some of you know this phrase, we'll educate.
Otherwise known as Facebook purgatory.
Right. And otherwise, we're just going to drop knowledge, because that's what we do. Just generally, when do you use it? When do you use the friend request?
Well, in the beginning, when I was a novice to Facebook.
Just starting off, right?
Yeah, when I was
Brendan.
Exactly, when I was a little tot, if you will.
I will.
To
Sure.
Facebook.
Sure, I'll take it.
Really, it was just like towards anybody that I knew.
Okay.
You go to college and you meet new people, and you
Right.
friend request them, and it kind of gets going. But then, it can get kind of tricky, and there's certain gray areas.
I want to talk about the gray areas. I want to talk about that friend request when you're sitting around a bunch of friends and you get a friend request from this person, you go, and you literally announce it to the world.
And you look to everybody else
right,
like,
and you look to everyone else.
Oh my God, so-and-so just friend requested me. What do I do?
Okay, so let's drop a scenario. You're a gentleman.
Yeah.
This
I am a gentleman.
I
am a gentleman.
Look at how this lad is dressed.
Right.
Or gentleman is dressed, sorry.
Yeah.
Could be a lad.
It's all good.
Let's just say, for lack of a better word,
oh yeah?
And I'm really lacking a better word, there's a relation. You have a relation with...
Okay. You have made prior engagements.
You've had prior engagements with a person you're trying to woo.
Okay.
And you have relation, and then you're not friends on Facebook already. Like, what is the policy there for interaction? Because I feel like, okay, if you go out, and then I find it hard, and it has happened to me, but I find it hard to believe that you could actually go on a date with someone having not been their friend on Facebook ahead of time at this day and age.
Yeah,
but
probably.
It has happened. And what would you say the policy on that is?
I would take it on a case-by-case basis. If it's a consistent thing, if there's consistency
there's no
to
problem
it,
with it.
If there's consistency to it, I don't see a problem.
Right.
But if there's no consistency, if it was just like one-time deal.
Who initiates the friend request? That's also
I wouldn't initiate me personally, if it was a one-time, I wouldn't initiate a friend request. No.
Okay.
Just
throwing it out there. And then is there a time where it becomes, and I really hate this word because it's overused, awkward. I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
I really hate that word. But is there a span of time where, like, if you wait a month, it's uncomfortable. You don't do that.
Yeah.
You either have
then you're like, oh my God, I did a month ago, like what?
Well, yeah.
And it's just like, oh, well, whatever. And that's like too long. And I said this to somebody the other day. I think like to one of my roommates, because we were just like generally talking about something.
Right.
And they gave it like a 24-hour period.
Yeah.
And they said 24 hours after.
Uh-huh.
But I would say anything like between 24 hours after and like the end of that week.
Yeah.
Like 7-day week. Not like
on a Sunday.
Not like Thursday to Saturday, but like Thursday to Thursday or whatever. Because then otherwise it could be like it just the recipient could feel like awkward about that friend request.
No, that's
makes
true.
them feel like uncomfortable almost. And how about this? How about the friend request of people that are in class with you but never talk to you?
That's an interesting one. I have a strange story about this.
Go for it.
I could go for it. Okay, so I was in class, right?
Yeah.
And this is bad. So a young lady asked me for my notebook because she had missed the previous day in class.
Fair enough.
Now, we hadn't spoken really much before this.
Right.
And then I give her my notebook out of kindness because I'm a gentleman.
Right.
And I get the book back the next day. She was very prompt.
Right.
No question of ethics here.
Yeah.
And in the notebook resided the young lady's phone number. in my notebook, and also
Wow.
simultaneously on that day received a friend request.
Wow.
I thought a bit too much.
A little aggressive?
Very aggressive.
Little aggressive.
A little aggressive. And not to mention.
Yeah.
Well, here's a question. What ranks higher now? A friend request or a first person's phone number?
Phone number.
Although
I feel like in our day and age,
the friend request is pretty high.
like, for a lot of us, it's like, are you going to request her or him on Facebook?
I guess so.
You know what I'm saying?
I guess so.
And
yeah,
like,
good point. It's reasonable.
I don't know if people do that, but like I've heard that.
There are debates definitely.
I've definitely heard that like thrown around, like that idea, like, oh my God, are you going to friend request her? Like, blah, blah, blah. Like.
Now I want to move on to something more I think funny, and that is Facebook purgatory.
Oh.
And purgatory.
Let me just say this. I don't know anybody that doesn't.
I don't know anyone who doesn't do purgatory.
Facebook purgatory.
But here's what happens, right? You get a friend request. It's from either a complete stranger, which is just an automatic ignore for me.
Yeah, for me too.
Here's what you gotta look at though. It's the mutual friends. You really gotta look at. If
Yeah.
there's no mutual friends, and
it's an instant
no,
no
it's
for
an
me.
absolute no.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because then it's probably not a real person, but also it could be a real stranger.
There's like some people that you get friend requests from that are like kids, maybe like in the grade or grades like below you or above you,
mm-hmm.
from high school or what have you, that you have mutual friends with, and you're like, I don't really know this person, but I kind of do. Right. And you know, in the back of like most people's minds, it's like, but if I accept him or her, then it's like another friend on Facebook.
Right. And do you want it?
I mean, I feel like most people do.
But how many people do you have in purgatory right now?
I don't know. I haven't looked in a while, but I don't think
I'm
many.
pretty sure.
I know somebody.
I'm pretty sure it's 5. I have 5 people.
I don't know how many I have, honestly, but I know somebody. I just saw their purgatory list.
Yeah.
And this person has and I'm not exaggerating this number, probably 15 to 20 people in purgatory.
And I know people who are at that, if not more.
And
it's insane.
My whole thing is they have all these people in purgatory, okay?
Yeah.
And like you can scroll down, whatever. And I was like whatever. I was just like, oh my God, you have this many people, and I'm scrolling down, and it's like 340 mutual friends, like 200 some mutual friends. I was like, what are you doing? Like, you clearly know who this person is. Why aren't you like? And they're just like, I just don't feel like answering.
But
like,
you also don't. No, there's some people you don't want. There's some people you don't want, and everyone knows it. Everyone has that.
But then why don't you just put the privacy set? Just change the privacy settings.
Yeah, but you could. I don't even. But you don't want to even say not now, because saying not now gives them an opportunity to request it again.
Return it again. Yeah.
And
that's
you don't want to do that. You just
it.
leave it there. No, you don't want to accept it because you don't want them a part of your business. You don't want them a part of your life.
Change your privacy.
No, it has. They can't see your stuff already. That's why they're friend requesting you. They can't see it already.
That's why
you just don't want them.
That makes sense.
In it.
So
and I could drop personal names of people, but I'm not going to do that because I don't want to put anyone on blast.
Right.
But if I haven't accepted your friend request, you probably aren't going to even see this video. So what's it matter? Chances are. Maybe. I don't know. If they're mutual friends. I sure hope not.
Now, or if they just like our page.
Now, you have someone in purgatory. Brendan has a person in
purgatory. I'm not going to name names, but yes, I have somebody in purgatory.
Name names.
No! I'm not naming names.
A family member.
He's my kid? Oh,
no,
my kind.
No, kin.
Oh, I don't know what that means.
Next of kin? Oh, my God.
I have no idea.
All right, every time I feel like we go on this show, it's also a literary lesson. Personally, I don't accept, I'm not really on board with parents being, now, not saying that this relates to what you're talking about.
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Parents being friends, that's a whole relationship. That's a case-by-case basis. For me, I don't really have.
But then,
But
let me say this.
What do they need to see that I'm not telling?
But then, what do you have for like? Okay, so you're saying parents. What about like aunts and uncles?
Aunts and uncles, no, neither. Nope.
Really?
Cousins. Like I have cousins who are like substantially older than me.
And cousins. Oh, believe me, I do too.
Yeah. But I don't know. Would I accept a parent on Facebook personally? No, I wouldn't. Someone's gonna say, why? What do you have to hide? What are you doing that's so bad that you're hiding? It's not even about hiding. It's just information that's relevant versus information that's not relevant.
Yeah.
I don't think the information's relevant.
I could agree with that.
I don't think the information's relevant.
I could agree with that.
Same reason I don't look at their tax returns. It's not relevant to me.
Not exactly the same reason. But
to me, it's pretty much apples and apples.
I would be willing to guarantee that they would say
it's pretty much
say
apples
otherwise.
And apples. Yeah.
But I could agree with that. But I am friends with some parents on Facebook.
Well, you're friends with other people's parents.
I am.
Really?
Not many. I think, off the top of my head, I can only think of one.
I have some people's parents that just annoy me that I can't even stand. I can't stand to see the interaction between some daughters and mothers. It just really drives me. It grinds my gears. Like there's a mom. Like look, everyone has a teenage year at some point. Everyone has their 20s.
Right. Everybody has the college
years.
Get
over it.
Right.
Get over
You're right.
I'm sorry. I know I'm putting some of my own friends on. I'm sorry. Get over it.
There's one.
You're in your 50s.
One of my friends. I'm friends with his mom on Facebook.
Yeah.
And
is he friends with his mom on Facebook?
Yeah.
He is. Okay.
Yeah. And she just makes some outrageous comments on Facebook. She's not on my wall. She's not on my pictures. Like,
and also,
I have all that stuff like to a certain privacy.
Yeah.
Not because I need to, but just because like it's just a privacy thing, you know.
And also with having a parent, you have a friend who spuriously puts some.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, something that's defames your character.
Right.
And I'm not talking about like a personal picture. I'm talking about they'll put like something funny that they think is a joke.
Right.
And then it looks bad, and then it looks bad. It's just there's a whole underground thing that you're just not supposed to know about.
Right.
And you don't understand it because you're not in the context, and therefore,
exactly.
If you look at it out of context, it seems.
And then, like, if it gets, that's
it seems
exactly
bad.
right. If it gets if it's put out of context,
right? Like
it gets blown out of proportion, really.
I.e., in other words, an inside joke.
Yeah. Somebody's parent might be like, "Oh my God, like what is this?" Like, and it's just like, why?
Then you're getting phone calls.
Yeah, and it's just like, why? Like, there's just no need for that.
There's no need.
Say like, mind your P's and Q's. Please, mind your P's and Q's.
And on that note, this has been another fantastic episode of What Up Doe. Discussion lively as always. Mind your P's and Q's. As always, I'm
Brendan Highland.
Have a great day, afternoon, evening, night, whenever else you want to watch this show.
Yeah, well, that's all explicit.
Absolutely. Be sure to like us on Facebook and shout out to Jay Fern.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let me give a shout out to Becky Rhodes, actually. Becky told me that she watched our Valentine's Day episode she really liked.
Oh, excellent.